Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Shri Dharma Harinama Sankirtan Mahayagya ki Jai. Thank you all for very kindly assembling here. Before I start, I really want to apologize for coming late. Before coming here, I'm coming to New Jersey after 5 years. For those who had seen my ugly face, I was here in 2017 and 2018. I was doing my master's here, and then after that, December of 2018, I went to Seattle. And since then, this is the first time I'm coming back. So I had to meet a few devotees, so while coming here, we had to stop by at one devotee's house. And you know how devotees are. You have a plan of visiting them for 5 minutes, and then that 5 minutes becomes 10 minutes, and 10 minutes becomes 15 minutes, and in no time it's like 30-45 minutes. So we were there, and after that, of course, somehow the weather here reminds me a lot of Seattle, especially today. For those who have not been to Seattle, it's more like the London type weather. It's very gloomy, keeps drizzling all the time. And initially, the first 1 month can be very depressing, but after that, you just get used to it. Especially if you're working and you start seeing the dollars in your bank account, then even the weather seems very interesting. So I remember when I left New Jersey, because here it doesn't rain much, but it's sunny. You at least get some sunlight. But there in Seattle, it keeps drizzling pretty much all the time. Has anyone been to Seattle, by the way? Oh, couple. So you all know what I'm talking about. For others, it is just theoretical knowledge. You all have experienced it. Gyan Vigyan. Anyway, so very, very happy to be here to meet all the youth. Very, very few faces are known to me. So before we start, if we can just go from person to person, just keep it very short. Who you are, how old you are, what you do, and what inspires you in Krishna consciousness apart from prasadam. Any one limb. We can start.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you, all of you for coming. My name is Mahaprem Kirtan, also known as Madhav. I'm 20 years old. I study at Rutgers. And what inspires me to be in continuing Krishna consciousness is all of you. Just the knowledge that I'm getting and just the inspiration to share that knowledge with all of you. That what inspires me to keep going, and also to deepen my own faith in Krishna consciousness. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, my name is Raj. I'm 21 years old. Right now I'm working on my startup, and why I'm still in Krishna consciousness is because of the association. I just wanted to learn more about Krishna.
You have your own startup?
Yes, working on this.
How old are you? Right now?
21.
Reminds me of Ian. There's one guy in Seattle. He is 21. He has his own startup. He's the CEO of the company. He has his name in the Forbes 30. He recently won a University of Washington competition. He got $30,000 as a gift. 25,000. Yeah. For me, both are. Doesn't make much of a difference. 25, 30K. Yeah, very, very smart guy. Very, very, very intelligent. Yes.
My name is Satvik, and I'm 19 years old. I go to Penn State, and what inspires me is Kirtan.
Okay. Who's your favorite Kirtan here? Don't name any rappers of this world. Okay? What is it? Okay.
Hare Krishna, my name is Sujat. I'm also a student at Penn State. And what inspires me is Kirtan and the association of devotees.
Hare Krishna. My name is Arav. I'm 18.
Arav?
Arav, yeah. I'm 18 years old, also studying at Rutgers University. What keeps me in Krishna consciousness is the homely feeling of going to the temple surrounded by people like you.
But I don't stay here. I stay in Seattle. Anyway.
Hare Krishna, my name is Datu. I'm 21.
What's the name?
Datu.
Dattu.
Yeah.
What does it mean?
Like Datataya.
Oh, like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that a nickname?
It's a nickname. My full name is Sri Leela Melinda Datu Sarma Satanapali. It is a story. I'm 21. I go to Rutgers. I'm taking a semester off, but I'll be back in January. I like Krishna consciousness because of the service.
Service. Any particular service? Any service.
I like cooking, so.
You like to cook?
Yeah.
You're telling it to the right person. I remember when I was here in New Jersey, I would cook. I would call it cooking. The thing that would come out after that, so I would start by cooking. I would watch a YouTube video and imagine it says like a dal makhani. So I would start cooking. But I would name it only after the preparation was done. Because the taste that would come up would be very different from the YouTube video. Leave alone the appearance. I'm not talking about the appearance. The taste would be very transcendental. So transcendental only I can have. I'm glad Krishna sent me to Seattle. I said that recently also. I was in IIT in Varanasi. And I said there also that Seattle was a place I'd only heard. I'd never been to Seattle except for the Space Needle. I knew nothing about Seattle. And somehow Krishna picked me up and put me there. And it's been 5 years. I've probably not entered my kitchen in my own house. Krishna has been providing. Not that I make devotees to cook for me, but Seattle Temple has a program where like you have 24 hours prasadam. Just like Prabhupada had this mood that in and around the temple, no one should go hungry. So likewise, Seattle has that program where even in and around the temple, even those who are homeless can anytime walk into the temple and they can get prasadam. And not prasadam like khichdi, like a good meal, like roti, sabji, dal, rice, pakodas, blueberry halwas. So like a proper meal. So, yeah, that's my cooking by the way. Yes.
Hare Krishna, my name is Bhavik. I'm from Seattle. I'm a third-year college student at CMU. And what inspires me is Grace Arjun Sakha.
I didn't pay him by the way. So they both are from Seattle. Bhavik and Satvik are brothers. They are from the youth of Seattle, and of course now for their bachelors, they have come here. So when they got to know I'm here, he came from Pittsburgh to Harrisburg, that's 4 hours. He took an Amtrak. From there, he drove another 4 hours just to get here and to be with all of you. And I think that speaks a lot about commitment and determination. To just come 30-40 minutes is also great, but to come 8 hours is quite a challenge. So thank you. Yes. Yes.
My name is Abhay. I'm pursuing comp sci degree.
Comp science?
Computer science.
What's the noise like?
It's close to the speaker.
Oh, that's cool.
Is it because you're sitting close to it?
I think so. I'm not sure.
That speaker almost looks like a person with 2 eyes and like a big belly. Don't you think so? It's like one of those emojis you use on WhatsApp, like a you're surprised. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. Yes.
Yeah, so I'm pursuing a computer science degree right now, and my inspiration for Krishna consciousness is, he's told me to not name Prasadam, but that is one of my inspirations. But it's Kirtan and association of devotees, and to actually be in the association of people who are like-minded like you. So
you can let them know I'll pay you either.
But yeah, bro, you're an inspiration. Thank you.
I second that.
Yes.
name's Shashank.
Shashank.
Yeah.
You plan to join the Brahmacharya ashram? Those who got it. Oh, you're wearing orange, that's why I'm asking. Wow.
I just happened to pick orange. I'm a senior in high school, and what inspires me to stay in Krishna conscious is helping others.
Helping others?
Yeah.
In what sense?
I mean, I guess serving. I like helping in like the back end of things. Maybe like helping set up chairs, transporting things, something like that.
This is a very, this is a mood that you find very rare. Oftentimes, including myself, we all can resonate. And I'm just being open because we are all youth. Oftentimes, we pick services that are in the limelight, whether it's kirtan. I've seen in so many temples, the youth fight for kirtan during prime time slot. 6 to 7, when lights, camera, action. Come on, you're not Indra proof. I mean, we do kirtan or we do any limb of bhakti for samsiddhir haritoshanam, for the pleasure of Krishna. Our audience is Krishna. One of the last instructions that Indra Prabhu gave Madhav Prabhu, and I will be quoting Indra Prabhu because when I came to Madhav's place, our initial introduction was through Indra Prabhu, pretty much. So he said, I'm waiting for Indra Katha. And I think Indra Prabhu is someone we all like, especially the youth. But there are more facets to his life than just kirtan. So, Sripad Indra Prabhu, one of the last instructions he gave Madhav Prabhu before he left, just a few days back, Indra Prabhu said, my instruction to you is travel around the world and do kirtan, even if it is just to the 4 walls. Because Krishna is living in the wall also, as Narshingadev. He's there in the wall. So when we say, hey, no one is present, well, the walls are there, and Narshingadev is there in the walls. And Bhagavatam 7th canto is a praman. Shukadev Goswami sitting on the banks of Ganga, speaking to Parikshit Maharaj, who has only 7 days to die, will not lie. There is a time crunch. The person is going to die. You wouldn't make up stories that time. You would speak ground reality, brutal truth. And he says that Narshingadev appeared. Satyam vidhatum nijabhritya bhashitam vyaptim cha bhuteshu akhileshu chatmanaha adrishyatam adbhutaroopam udvahan sthambe sabhayam nam mragam namanusham. This is one verse from the Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 8, Text 17. It encapsulates the whole Narshinga Leela in one verse. Eka shloki. In one verse, the whole thing is there. Satyam vidhatum nijabhritya bhashitam. The Supreme Lord is saying that my devotee spoke the truth. Satyam vidhatum nijabhritya bhashitam. My dear devotee, who is the devotee? Prahlad Maharaj. My dear devotee spoke the truth. What truth did he speak? Vyaptim cha bhuteshu akhileshu chatmanaha. That my Supreme Lord is present in every child, every pillar, every morsel, every atom. He is there everywhere. Vyaptim cha bhuteshu akhileshu chatmana. Prahlad Maharaj made that verdict. So, after Hiranyakashipu tormented, imagine you have a father, and that father's only business is to kill you. It's not that he has a 9 to 5 job and in the free time he's planning to kill you. His 9 to 5 job is to kill you. How many of y'all can even have sleep at night? Not possible. Hiranyakashipu's only job was how to kill Prahlad. Whether through the pit of snakes, whether through hot boiling oil, for those who are into cooking. No? You have a tawa. I know little about cooking, by the way. You have a tawa and you start the gas and then you put oil and then you put jeera. What happens? Right? And immediately if you don't have experience, you know what's going to happen. Your skin is going to get nice Mahaprasadam. Right? If you lack experience. That's what happens when one drop of oil touches your skin. Imagine a 5-year-old's tender body. The skin is not even fully developed. It's very, very soft. He's put in a hot boiling oil. And it's not that after being put in the oil, he can come out. There are people who are pushing him down. You cannot come out. And what is Prahlad Maharaj doing? Hare Krishna. Chanting. The only problem that Hiranyakashipu had was this small child was constantly chanting. Imagine if we were in that situation and our father is trying to kill us for chanting, we will say, you keep my bead back, I don't want to chant. If chanting is something that you are not getting happiness, I will not chant. Not this life, next 100 lifetimes I will not chant. Here is Prahlad Maharaj. He's put in a pit of snakes. He's tried to... there are elephants running and he's put there on the street. He's put in burning hot fire. What happens when you have ghee lamp and somehow that hot fire touches your skin? You know what I'm talking about. And here is Prahlad Maharaj in fire, constantly chanting. Griheta vanete thake, ha bole gauranga thake. Whether inside the house, outside the house, wherever he was only chanting the names of Krishna. Prahlad Maharaj is such a personality who could see Krishna in places that we generally cannot see. When he was put in a pit of snakes, Prahlad Maharaj says, what is there to fear? These snakes that are there, this is the bed of my father. Shanta and Amarka who were there, they said, what? Bed of your father? He said, my father is Vishnu, he sleeps on the bed of snakes. So this is the bed of my father, why should I get afraid seeing the bed of my father? What level of bhakti is this? He is administered poison. And Prahlad Maharaj says, poison, what's there to fear? Poison is like my uncle. Hiranyakashipu is scratching his head. What connection is this? Poison? Previous example, okay, I can understand snakes. Poison is your uncle, what's the connection? Prahlad Maharaj says, in the 8th canto of the Bhagavatam, you have Samudra Manthan. Of course, Prahlad Maharaj doesn't say this. But in the 8th canto, you have Samudra Manthan. In the Samudra Manthan, Lakshmi ji comes out, right? But in that same Samudra Manthan, poison also comes out. Vish halahal, poison also comes out. The origin for Lakshmi Devi and poison is one and the same, the ocean. But who is Lakshmi to Prahlad Maharaj? Mother. Vishnu is the father, Lakshmi is the mother. So Prahlad Maharaj says, my dear Hiranyakashipu, Lakshmi is my father. And because both of them have the same origin, that poison is the brother of my mother, which means he is my uncle. Why should I fear my uncle? Hiranyakashipu is thinking, what logic is this? Hiranyakashipu also knows Bhagavatam, by the way. In the 7th canto, in the 3rd chapter, when Hiranyaksha has been killed, Hiranyaksha is killed earlier, but in canto 7, chapter 3, he speaks philosophy. Hiranyakashipu says, we are not the body, we are the soul. Krishna is the controller. We are all dependent on him. Mamai vansha jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana. He gives a Bhagavatam class. And what happens few chapters later? He who has given a Bhagavatam class is going outside and trying to kill Krishna. Knowing the philosophy doesn't make us a devotee. We all know philosophies. We all know Bhagavad Gita verses. Wearing dhoti kurta doesn't make us a devotee. Wearing sari doesn't make us a devotee. It's the application part. Because Hiranyakashipu knew all the philosophy. How about Ravana? Ravana knew in and out. So much so that if Ravana was made to sit on the Vyasasana, he can give an excellent Bhagavatam class. How about Kumbhakarna? All of them knew Shastra. But what they lacked or what made them demons was the application part. None of them knew the application. So knowing philosophy doesn't make us a devotee. It's how much we apply, how much we put that into practical life. Satyam vidhatum nija bhritya bhashitam vyaptim cha bhuteshu akhileshu chatmana adrishyatam adbhuta rupam udvahan sthambe sabhayam na mrigam na manusham. Hiranyakashipu had built the whole palace. He had built it from his own hands. He exactly knew which material he has used in which pillar. He knew exactly everything. And that's why he asked Prahlad Maharaj, you say your Vishnu is there everywhere, is he there in this pillar? Because he was convinced, I have made this home. What does this 5-year-old know? I have made this home. This is my house. I built it from scratch. And Prahlad Maharaj looks at the pillar and says, yeah, he's there everywhere. It's almost like Prahlad Maharaj looked in the pillar and Narsinghadev inside was warming up. He looks at Narsinghadev and says, ready? Narsinghadev winks. Let's go. And Narsinghadev comes out. And interestingly, Narsingha Purana explains, when the pillar was broken, it was 12 o'clock in the afternoon. 12 o'clock in the afternoon, Narsinghadev came out. And now, according to the boons, that Hiranyakashipu had, not this, not that, not this, not that, not this, not that. It's a big list. He was given a boon that he will not be killed in the morning, not in the afternoon, not in the evening, not at night. But Nrsimhadev has appeared now in the afternoon. So what to do? For the next 6.5 hours, Nrsimhadev just plays with Hiranyakashipu like human beings play with mosquitoes. Hiranyakashipu, who was so powerful, was like a mosquito in front of Nrsimhadev. Can you imagine the size of Nrsimhadev? He's coming he's not just humongous, he's not just gigantic, he's now a lion. Imagine stepping out and you see a lion. And that lion has not had anything for like 10 days. And you are the Mahaprasadam walking. He will not even chant Mahaprasadam prayers. Straight away, Gaur Premanande. And here is Nrsimhadev hungry. He comes out, next 6.5 hours, he's just playing. But now that it is 6:45, game, set and match. He keeps him on his lap, rips him apart completely. So much so that Bhagavatam explains, Nrsimha Purana explains, when he rips him apart, blood oozes from the intestine of Hiranyakashipu. And there's blood all over the face of Nrsimhadev. And now because he's a lion, like a lion, he's licking. That's what lions do, right? He's a lion, he's licking all around. And Brahma is present. Indra, Chandra, Agni, Vayu, Varuna, they're all present. They know he is the same Lord whom they worship, but now they step back saying, we don't know him. We don't know you. And he was so angry, Nrsimhadev. He was so angry. He was licking the blood all around. Hiranyakashipu was dead, but Nrsimhadev, even after he was dead, he rips the intestine apart and puts that as a garland for himself. Because normally, when the Supreme Lord is there, we put garland. Now, seeing his form, no one had the courage to come near him. He garlanded himself. He said, no one will come, I will garland myself. He takes the intestine. If you see Nrsimhadev photo, you will find there's an intestine around his neck. He garlands himself. He comes out on his own will, he garlands himself. Is that Nrsimhadev photo? Oh, are you seeing the wall to see if Nrsimhadev is there inside? So, Prahlad Maharaj is such a personality. We find in the Srimad Bhagavatam, who had full faith in the words of the Supreme Lord. And the Lord appeared to him. He came in a form that was never seen in the past. Imagine when you step outside, not sure of the boys, how about the girls? How much time do you take to get ready? That answered your question. Maybe now the boys don't care really, like how the hair is, and we really don't care. Jo hai. But naturally, like the girls take a lot of time, whether it's the makeup, kajal, hair. You know what I'm talking about. You can do the imagination. You don't step outside just like that, right? Especially, imagine just you've got up in the morning, and if someone is there at the door, you wouldn't go out just to meet them that way. You would, even if you know that person well, like you do some basic makeup or whatever, and then you go out. You would just don't. The point I'm trying to make is you do basic makeup, even if it's the boys, some basic makeup, something like something, when you're going out. Nrsimhadev didn't care. The whole assembly was packed with people. He didn't care how he looked. Half of his body was human, half was like a lion. He didn't care whether people will laugh at him. He didn't care whether people will ridicule him. He didn't care anything. All that he knew is Prahlad is my devotee and he's in danger. And all I have to do is go out there and help him. I don't care if people are going to laugh at me. I really don't care. Krishna loves his devotees like no one else. No one can even remotely come close to the love that is offered by Krishna. Not even our friends, not even our parents. Because our friends, I say this, when I'm in Seattle, I say this. The friends whom we love so much. If you're in high school, you have certain section of friends. You have some friends. Now when you go to college, what happens? You slowly get disconnected with those friends. Right? Then what happens? When you go to, maybe you're doing a master's. The bachelor's friends are disconnected, the high school friends are disconnected. Then you start working, everyone is disconnected. Then it's a new office colleagues. You change your office, what happens? The previous office gets disconnected. So realistically, we don't have any friends as such. It's just that we hang around because at that junction of life, tastes are similar. But when life takes a little detour, go to Premananda, you go to the side, now I'll take new friends. Including parents. In this life, they are our parents. How about the previous lifetime? How about lifetimes in the past? How about lifetimes in the future? We don't know who's going to be our parents. But Krishna has been there in the past, in the present, and will be there in the future. He is the only person who has always been there with us. And what do? We tell Krishna, Krishna, you have anyway stayed in my heart for many lifetimes. You can still keep doing that. But if I lose this friend, oh my goodness, I will lose so much. I will lose all my Netflix content. Krishna, you wait. I will watch Netflix with him. I will hear some rap songs with him. Krishna, you can wait. You have been waiting anyway. You can wait for some more time. In the 11th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, there's this lady by the name Pingala. And she was a prostitute. So every night she would have her business. And this went on for years and years and years and years together. And people would tell her about Krishna, but she wouldn't care because all that she was concerned of was about money. How to increase more zeros in her bank account. That was her aim, that was the agenda. Eventually, Bhagavatam explains, one night no one came to her. So she went to the street to invite people, oh, this is where I stay, please come. Look at the desperation. You're inside the home, no one is coming, you go out on the streets, please come, please come, please come. No one is even looking at her. Why? Because now she's aging and people don't want her. So now people are going to those who are practically her competitors. And she sees this and she cannot do anything. Bhagavatam explains. At that time, sitting on the street, she's with her hand on her head, she starts crying that, my dear Lord, so many lifetimes you have been there in my heart. I shamelessly rejected you. And now that my body has become completely worn out, no one is coming to me. Now I realize that, my dear Lord, actually the real friend was only you. Santam samipe ramanam rati pradam vitta pradam nitya imam vihaya akamadam dukkha bhaya adi shokha moha prada tuchya aham bhajegya. She says, my dear Lord, all my life I worship people who are shameless, hopeless, who have no self-respect, who only wanted something out of me. And my dear Lord, you who are ready to provide eternal happiness, I always rejected you. And finally, she goes to the transformation. Look at Bilva Mangala Thakur, the personality who wrote the famous Govinda Damodar Madhaveti. Bilva Mangala Thakur was already married. After being married, he again goes to a prostitute. So much so that his father's Shraddha had happened. The Shraddha ceremony was barely done. It's raining outside, it's pouring outside. There is a river to cross. Amidst the rain, he swims across the river, goes to the other side. The house is locked. He goes to the top of the house, puts a rope inside. With the rope, he goes inside the house only to see the prostitute. The prostitute looks at him and says, how shameless can you be? It's raining outside, it's your father's Shraddha ceremony. You crossed the river to meet me? Have some shame. Only if you had this attachment. Only if you had this attachment to Krishna, you would have got Krishna. And Bilva Mangala Thakur just takes that one statement to his heart. Only if you had this attachment to Krishna, you would have got Krishna. He flips from there. So much so that Bilva Mangala Thakur thinks to himself, these eyes are constantly looking at the opposite gender. And that's where the downfall is happening. He took the hairpin. You see girls have the hairpin? He took the hairpin and plucked his eyes out. These eyes are the cause for destruction. Let me pluck them out. From there he goes to Vrindavan. And that's where the transformation happens. From someone who was addicted to a prostitute, ends up becoming Leela Shukha. Bilva Mangala Thakur has a name, Leela Shukha. He's like that Shukadev Goswami. And then with eyes completely taken away, Bilva Mangala Thakur chants Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. 72 verses glorifying Krishna. So we see this commonality. Thank you. We see this commonality, whether it's Prahlad Maharaj, whether it's Bilva Mangala Thakur, whether it's Pingala. Circumstances were very similar to Kali. Oftentimes we say, hey, well, that was 500 years back. That was 1000 years back. There is generation gap. Hey, Haridas Thakur, he did that. That was 5. Haridas Thakur didn't have high school. He didn't have assignments. He didn't have AP. What are the other things? SAT. What are the other things? ACT. And Haridas Thakur didn't have all these things. So Haridas Thakur could chant, Prabhuji, I have ACT, this tea, that tea, this tea. Tea, coffee. Prabhuji, not possible. It's very much possible. It's very much possible. If the desire is there, sky is the limit. Prabhupada was there in a morning walk. This was in Laguna Beach. And a 17-year-old boy was inspired by Prabhupada. So he asked Tamal Krishna Maharaj, can I also come in morning walk? Tamal Krishna Maharaj said yes. And he had a question to ask. So they were there in the morning walk. And seeing Prabhupada, he was so nervous and so afraid the question was not coming out from his mouth. So Tamal Krishna Maharaj looked at him and said, ask. Ask. He said, yes, I will ask. Ask. One way is done. They are not coming back. Tamal Krishna Maharaj said, ask. Ask. And even Tamal Krishna Maharaj could get heavy. Sometimes very heavy. This boy who's just 17, question is not coming out from the mouth. And Prabhupada doesn't know he has a question. The morning walk is practically done. Prabhupada sits in the car, closes the door. He's rolling up his window. Somehow this boy musters courage. And looks at Prabhupada and says, Prabhupada, there are so many limbs of Krishna consciousness. Some is saying Kirtan, some is saying book distribution, some is saying Prasadam, some is saying deity worship, some is saying this, that. What is that one limb of Krishna consciousness that if I do, I will get Krishna? I cannot do so many limbs. Give me one limb. Typical youth question. 1970, 2023, everything is same. I cannot do so many limbs. Give me one limb by which I will get Krishna. Prabhupada looked at him. Prabhupada said just one word. By desire. He rolled up the glass. By desire you get Krishna. The limbs are supporting. If there is no desire, how much ever you do these limbs of Krishna consciousness, it will result in purification, but it's going to take a very, very long time. But if the desire is there, even if the chanting is hopeless, even if you have a lot of anarthas, if the desire is there, Krishna will help. Because Krishna sees the sincerity of the heart. Srila Radhanath Maharaj says this. Please repeat. Srila Radhanath Maharaj says, Krishna smells the fragrance of the heart. Please repeat.
Krishna smells the fragrance of the heart.
Krishna doesn't say how much verses we know. Oh no, only that much. Krishna smells the fragrance of the heart. Period. So Radhanath Maharaj was saying, Krishna smells the fragrance of the heart. He can understand the heart. Krishna will not say how much verses he has by heart. Krishna will not say how many harmonic melodies he knows. Krishna will not say whether he knows to play keys or chords. Krishna will not say whether he knows to play basic mridanga or fancy mridanga beats, or whether he knows to do like this. Krishna will not say. I was recently seeing a reel, and one devotee from Mayapur, and it became pretty viral. I don't know whether you all saw. Someone shared it to me. And that devotee is ambidextrous. So he plays mridanga with both hands. You saw that video? Yeah. It was. I have never seen a devotee like that. Like, he's first playing like with his left, and then he switches, and then he plays with the right, and it's equally good. Like not hopeless mridanga. Proper mantras. Proper mantras. It's a skill. But in reality, Krishna is not going to get impressed with those skills. Sometimes we get so much into this loop of inspiring people that we get into this rat race of, you know Vaishnava songs, I know Vaishnava songs. Do you know them by heart? No, I know them by heart. We are into like small things. Prabhuji, when did you get initiated? Prabhuji, I got initiated 2002. 2001. Senior devotee. Prabhuji, when did you get initiated? 2001. I also 2001. Which month? Prabhuji, June, March, senior devotee. We get some things are crazy. Like we are so much behind these small things to prove I am a senior devotee. But in reality, we find personalities like Haridas Thakur. We'll talk about him in the evening, about Haridas Thakur. Here is a personality like Thakur Mahashaya who's standing 192 rounds and he looks at Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and says, I'm untouchable. I am unseeable. I am a Shudra, my dear Lord, please don't touch me. Imagine if we were chanting 192. We would want that to be announced in the Sunday feast. Prabhuji, Sunday feast. Please announce. We sometimes are too much beyond whether our name is announced. Like imagine, I've seen this in one of the congregations. You see, after Sunday feast, the announcements happen. This program, this donor, this, that, etc. And then all the announcements were done, and apparently one Mataji had made a cake, and her name was not announced. My goodness. There was a Mahabharata after that. How can you forget? I made the cake. So many devotees are coming. I made a cake, 3-layer cake. I bought all the ingredients. I spent my time. You couldn't even take my name. अरे गलती हो गई नहीं लिया अभी क्या करें? How can you forget? You didn't forget that Prabhuji's name. How did you forget my name? We get into these small things of I should be honored. I should be in the front. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's principle is exact opposite. Those who want to chant really. I'm not talking about attracting the crowd. Those who really want to chant, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, not demanding respect, but giving respect to everyone else. Whether they deserve it or not, that Krishna will see. We give respect to everyone. Including the friends whom we are of our age. It's good to joke around and crack jokes, it's okay. But not to the extent where if they are performing the limbs of Krishna consciousness, we disrespect them. We offer respects to everyone. There's a very fine line between respecting and pulling the leg of our friend. Pulling the leg is completely fine, which should happen. Like if that's not there, I don't feel that's like real friendship. Thoda masti mazak to chahiye. But not to the extent where we compromise our Krishna consciousness. Real friendship is when we come together in the association like-minded and we discuss about Krishna. Not discuss about Netflix. Not discuss what's the latest rap song. Who's the latest rapacharya? Who's the latest rapacharya? Huh?
What's the name you said yesterday? Travis.
Travis. So Travis Prabhu. Squad Prabhu. What are Travis Prabhu? Any other rapacharya? Drake Prabhu. Huh? Shri Drake Prabhu. So whether it is Shri Drake Prabhu or Shri Travis Prabhu or any other Prabhus. Any Matajis in Is it that you all know but don't want to say? Or
Which Mataji?
I am asking Matajis. All this time it was quiet. The moment rap came, like Ganga names are going on.
Ice Spice.
Ice Mataji? What? Ice Spice. How do you spell that?
Ice Spice.
I-C-E-S-P-I-C.
Yeah.
Ice Spice.
Lil Sampradaya.
New Sampradaya?
Lil Uzi, Lil this, Lil that, different rappers. Lil Sampradaya.
Fifth Sampradaya needs to be added. Ice Spice. So Ice Mataji. Shri Drake Prabhu. Shri Travis Prabhu. Huh? Who?
West Mara.
West.
That's
West Prabhu. Oh yeah, in the car he was enlightening me about some other names. Some West guy. Oh, what are East, West, North, South, whatever. More names are there. How many are there in the Sampradaya? A lot of names are there. Okay, let's do something. No, I'm not going to sing a rap song. Now you all told me some names about Rapacharyas. Give me 5 names of our Sampradaya who have written Vaishnava songs. Let's start. One at a time. Narottam Das. I was in another congregation, this was going on. I was in another congregation. Wait. I was in another congregation, I asked this. Because every congregation tab is there. I was in Chicago recently and we were discussing this. So there was like a 10-year-old girl and she was into rap music. And she was giving me these names. And the names were coming out so fast. Before I could finish the question, names were coming. Like as if like Ganga Yamuna is flowing out. So then we had this conversation and I said, okay, we'll discuss these names. Give me 5 names of Acharyas or Sampradaya. By the way, no ChatGPT. Okay. Who have written Vaishnava songs. And it started, Bhakti Rod Thakur, Narottam Das Thakur. Then someone from behind, Roji, Bhakti Rod Thakur. I said, Ho gaya Bhakti Rod Thakur, Narottam Das Thakur. And then after that, Gaur Premanande. So, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Narottam Das Thakur, Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami. Which song did Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami write?
No, sorry.
You're close. He wrote something about Srimati Radharani. Mahyamatma Pada Radhika. You have sung that, right?
Yes.
3. That you already said. Apart from Bilvamangala Thakur. Don't worry, we have all the time. I knew that was coming. Okay, who? No, I'm saying. Okay, who sang? Lochan Das Thakur. Yes. 4. Yes? Which song?
Jaydev Goswami.
Jaydev Goswami. Which song?
Geet Govind.
Geet Govind, yes. Hey, half the answer she only gave. Boys, Travis Prabhu ki. Oh Krishna, come on. We have been chanting. It's good to know who are at least Acharyas or Vaishnava Acharyas who have written songs. So anyway, so back to our introduction. So we went a full circle. We finished at Shashank. I myself forgot. I just Shashank. Okay, let's. You were done, right?
Yeah, do you want me to redo it?
So he started saying something and I remembered Prahlad Maharaj and then it went full. Sometimes it so happens I start speaking, I speak the whole thing and then I forget why I said